Hey everybody, and welcome to another devlog video for the Animal Behavior Kit. I'm super excited to show you what I've been working on for the past week or so. I've been working on a blueprint that I call the AI Director. And basically, this to me is kind of a game changer in the kit. Because so far what I've showed is the idea that animals are behaving, in a semi-random way. They have their needs, they have paths that you can define, but more or less they're kind of doing their own thing, right? The ground animals are running around and drinking water, eating. The birds are flying. The fish that I showed last time, they're kind of swimming, either in schools of fish or individually. Uh, but sometimes you want the animals to do something very specific, right? Say you want a cutscene or you want an animal to do a specific behavior based on a trigger, right? You see this in a lot of different games, right? So that's the idea of AI Director is can we control some of this AI to do something specific based on an event? And that's what I've been working on. So you can see here I have the AI Director selected. And if you look here in the options, you have two different activation modes. Active, which means as soon as you hit the trigger, it'll just activate. You can define the timer between the default behavior delay, and you'll see what that means then in a second. And then you have options to add ground animals, flying animals, and now swimming animals. So in this instance of the AI director, what I've done is I've added three ground animals. You can see here in an array. You can add as many as you want, and these are the three deers that you see here, just kind of sitting around there. And what I've done is I've selected them and I said I want them to move to a target location defined by this target here, which is the target right here. And as soon as they hit the target, I want them to assume the roaming behavior of go to a random location or nav mesh, and the engage behavior of flee, meaning as soon as I get close to them, they're going to flee. So what that means is if I hit play here, nothing's happening. I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger. As soon as I hit the trigger, which is between these two rocks, you'll see that the deer will immediately activate and go to their target. So let's see what happens here. And you can see that they're automatically going from the right hand side all the way to the target that was over there. They wait about 2 seconds and then they immediately go to a random location in the nav mesh. And if I get close to them, you'll see that their name goes to red and they go to engage. Pretty cool, right? Say you have a brand new area and you want the player to see a specific animal, or you want a specific scene to happen as soon as he hits a trigger. So that's how you would do it. Not only can you do ground animals, but you can do, you can do flying animals. So in this case, I actually have two types of flying animals. I have a flock, which is the guys over here. And what you can do is you can specify a flock manager, as you can see here. That's flock manager 3, which handles these guys. And you can give those a target, and you can see that the flock target here is this guy right here. And I also have individual flying animals, and these are the birds here. And those guys have a target of all the way over here. So what's going to happen is as soon as I hit the trigger, the ground animals, the deer, are going to go from this side all the way to their target over there. The flock, which is going to be here, is going to fly above and try to hit the target here. And these birds are going to go from behind the player and fly past the player all the way to their target there. And if I hit play, notice that the birds, by the way, that were in the trees, so you can see here, are hidden. You have the option of hiding the animals until the AI director activates them. So those three birds are completely hidden. As soon as I hit the trigger, the deer pass, the birds fly by, they're going to their target. And you can see here that the flock that was in that mountain is now flying all the way towards You can see there towards its target. And the same thing as the ground animals. As soon as they hit their target, they're going to then grab a random location and just fly around. You can see now that they're just flying around normally. So this is meant to be a one-time event, so you can show the player a specific behavior, and then the animals will then go around as normal, right? So now if you just keep playing the game, that flock is just going to fly around like every other flock. It will be affected by the day-night cycle, and it'll just be, you know, as any other flock. Same thing with the deer that you saw here. As soon as they end their task, they're going to continue roaming around the terrain, and you can tame them. They'll react to you. They can be hunted by the predators, etc. So that's pretty cool, right? Let me show you another example of flying animals. So I've shown you this before. Now that I have fish, now I can actually add fish also to the AI director. So I have a bunch of koi fish here. If I hit simulate, and they're just swimming around. But what I've done here is I've added this massive koi fish here. It's like a really, really big fish. And if I hit play, you'll notice that he disappears because I have the option here for the AI director to disable the mesh. You can see I have another instance here. And in this case, I have activation mode is active, which means as soon as you hit the trigger, it'll activate. There are no ground animals and no flying animals. All we have is one swimming animal, and that is that koi fish, the giant koi fish. And all we'll do is we'll have him go to this target here. So if I go ahead and click play here, nothing happens. If I were to completely ignore and not step on this rock, I would not even know that the fish exists. But if I know that I need to come here and I activate the trigger, you can see, hopefully you can see with the water, the fish go around to its target. And as soon as it hits its target, then it just flies, swims around in the lake as normal. And you can see this guy is absolutely massive compared to the other ones. So this was really fun because you can do things like, again, you have a special type of fish, or maybe you have a whale or a shark, and you want the player to see that shark as soon as he hits an area, then you can do it exactly this way. Cool. And the last example I wanted to show, this is actually coming directly from a user from the forums. He wanted to know if we could somehow have like a boss character. In his example, he said, can we have something like a dragon that will be disabled, and then when you get close, then perhaps that animal spawns or is enabled, right, or appears. So I've taken a crack at that, and I make sure that I included something really cool in the ad director. So I've made some changes here. As you see, I have a little cave. If you go inside the cave, you see this massive spider right here. And this is going to be like a boss character, right? And what you need to do is, obviously, you need to come and hit this trigger, the ad director, to activate the spider. If I just click play here, notice that the spider is disabled, and actually not only is it invisible, its collision is gone, right? So you will never see the spider here. You have to come and hit the ad director for it to appear. However, I have a separate setup here. What I've done is, instead of in the activation mode, instead of having active, I have use tag. And that's different from the other setups. And what happens is that this AI director will be looking for a specific tag in the world. And in this case, I've said that the tag to look for is elite spider. And it's going to look for this tag on a frequency of 1 second. And it will only activate if it does not find that tag. So what does that mean? It means that now you can have separate enemies, like in this case, these two spiders here, that have that tag. If you look at tag, oops, here. You can see there that I have the special tag elite spider, And what happens is that if I just spawn here, let me just come here, and I become invisible, I come down here, you see the spiders don't really see me, and I somehow skip the spiders, and I come here to the cave, the AI director is actually inactive. As you can see, I just went through the entrance of the cave, and the spider is nowhere to be found. However, if I make myself visible, and I'm going to make myself invincible, and I kill the spiders, there you go, one down. I come here and kill this one. Uh-oh. Yeah, I think we encountered a bug. I think hopefully he's dead. Yep, he's dead. Now if I come here, you can see that now the boss character, King Spider, is actually active. So what happened was that the AI director was basically keeping track of those enemies with those tags. It realized that the enemies were dead and disappeared. And as soon as the enemies were dead, it activated the trigger. And as soon as I hit the volume here, it basically activated the spider. So now if I go in, you'll see that now the spider is engaged. and, and you can see that now we have a little boss fight in our hands. And it's pretty scary. You can see this is kind of a massive spider. It's doing a lot of damage. All right, let me just kind of run around. Anyway, that's how you would do. I'm going to make myself invincible here so I don't die. But this is an example of how you can use the AI director to create a boss fight. And of course, if I just run around and I exit the cave, I don't think the spider can come outside. It's too big. There you go. Cool. All right. So hopefully you like where this is going. Again, this was the AI director with the purpose of kind of creating specific behavior from the AI as a ways of either creating kind of a cutscene for your game or showing the player specific behavior, or in the case of this example with the spider, maybe creating a boss encounter where you have to kill a certain amount of enemies before the boss appears, or you don't have to do it like that. You can just have it as active. Only when you hit a specific trigger will that spider appear. Cool. All right, let me know what you guys think. Forgive me for my voice. I'm sure you can hear I've been sick for the past few days. Getting a little bit better, but still have the flu, so apologies for the voice. But I just wanted to make this video because I'm super excited to show you what I've been working on. So let me know what you think. Is this useful? Is this not useful? Yeah, any other feedback is very much welcome, and I will continue working on this and hopefully give you some more exciting updates in the next few days. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you in the next video.